How's it going, everyone? I am Splat2431 here with some more Pokemon news. And of course, following the recent Korokoro leaks, we now have the official trailer and of course the official information on that trailer accompanied with it on the Pokemon website. So let's get right into it and see what there is to see. So first of all, we have Alolan Raichu. We don't seem to have seen a Alolan Pikachu yet, but here's Alolan Raichu. It is a electric psychic type, has a height of 2.04, has a weight of 46.3 pounds, and has a brand new ability called Surge Surfer. Next we have Alolan Meowth, which is a dark type, has a height of 1.04, a weight of 0.3 pounds, and has the abilities Pick Up and Technician. Next we move on to Alolan Marowak, which is Fire Ghost type, has a height of 3.03, has a weight of 75 pounds, and the abilities Cursed Body and Lightning Rod. And next we move on to the new Pokemon. So starting off is Wishiwashi, and this is its solo form, which is a water type, has a height of 0.08, has a weight of 0.7 pounds, and has a new ability called Schooling. And it has another form which is called its School form, and this retains the water typing but gets a new height of 26.11 and a new weight of 173.3 pounds, and of course the ability is still Schooling. So next we move on to another new Pokemon. This one is called Pyukumuku, and this one is a water type, has a height of 1 and a weight of 2.6 pounds, and the ability Innards Out. And the final new Pokemon, we have Morlo, and this is a grass fairy Pokemon with a height of 0.08 and a weight of 3.3 pounds, and has the abilities Illuminate and Effect Spore. Alright, and of course they have included descriptions for the Pokemons once again, so let's go right through them. So, starting off, we have Alolan Raichu. The Raichu in Alola have two types, Electric and Psychic, and they are able to wield psychic power. What's more, they can gather their psychic power in their tails and then ride on them to float in the air. Even Pokemon researchers don't know why Raichu's form changed in the Alola region. The people of Alola seem unconcerned by the question. Their guess, maybe it ate too many sweet and fluffy round pancakes. Yeah, that's such a silly explanation. But yes, it's kind of like surfing now with its tail, so that's kind of weird. But there was a surfing Pikachu event, I'm pretty sure, in Pokemon Yellow, where you could play a mini game in there, Pokemon Yellow, where you could surf with a Pikachu. Alright, so continuing on the description, it says Raichu has electric sacs on its cheek, just like the regular Raichu, and rubbing them causes a sweet aroma to be released. The mechanism behind this is not clear, but it's thought to be connected to the psychic power that Alolan Raichu possesses. The Alolan Raichu has a new ability, Surge Surfer, which no other Pokemon has previously had. With the Surge Surfer ability, the Pokemon's speed will be doubled while the electric terrain effect is active. Okay. So what if you could send out Tapu Koko and then an Alolan Raichu at the same time? They would have double speed, so that could work well. Those two Pokemon could work well together in a strategy. So next we have Alolan Meowth. Meowth is a Pokemon that did not originally live in the Alola region, okay? They were sent to the royal line as an offering from another region. Okay, I think that might be the Kanto region. I mean, that's just my guess. And only a select few could have them as partners. The Meowth in Alola region are distinct for their cunning and their great pride. Two things they really hate would be to... Okay, wait. Two things that they would really hate and wound their pride and would be dirt on their coins. If either one happens, they fly into hysterics. Wow. It's said that the Meowth that were offered to the royal family lived a life of luxury and pampering, which led them to have a selfish and prideful attitude. This caused Meowth's form to change. The once rare Alolan Meowth became feral when the monarchy was destroyed, and they have now become regular Pokemon seen as commonly in the Alola region as elsewhere. Now that's kind of interesting though, because I mean, it mentions a monarchy there, and how it says that specifically it was destroyed. Could this have some sort of link into Generation 3 where a monarchy was mentioned? You know? Alright, so next, moving on to Alolan Marowak. The Marowak in the Alola region takes bones and light both ends on fire by rubbing them against their foreheads. Ah yes, because on the Alolan Marowak you can see like it has a small little black smudge looking thing on its forehead, which the regular Marowak doesn't have. And then they spin the bones around. Marowak's rarity and its fearsome appearance when it dances with its bone led to the people of Alola to dub it a conjurer and regard it with fear. There are many grass-type Pokemon, Marowak's natural enemies in the Alola region. This makes Alola a harsh environment for Cubone and Marowak. As a result, they live in close union with their partners. It is said that their great care for their partners allowed them to gain something like a sixth sense, which resulted in their changed form. Now what I wonder is though, is there an Alolan Cubone? I mean, wouldn't a regular Cubone evolve into an Alolan Marowak or a regular Marowak? Or are there any special conditions? Still don't know how exactly evolution works into these new Alolan forms. Alright, so continuing on the description, it says, the Alolan Marowak proves skilled at an attack in which it waves its bone and releases a ball of flame. The fireballs are not that powerful, but they tirelessly pursue the foe. So that sounds like some sort of heat-seeking attack, you know. Okay, so next we have Wishy-Washy, solo form. A single Wishy-Washy is tiny and weak, measuring just 8 inches from nose to tail. Wishy-Washy is a very small, even for a Pokemon, yet the people of the Alola region seem to view it as a terrifying Pokemon. When it's in danger, Wishy-Washy's glistening eyes catch the light and shine out, sending an SOS signal to its allies. Wishy-Washy has a new ability called Schooling, which no Pokemon has previously had. With Schooling, Wishy-Washy can change form in a battle to their school form under certain condition. Now, that certain condition, in the English trailer we see that after it reaches a certain level, then it can use the form via its ability. So technically, it's kind of like the same thing as evolving, but it's not. It's kind of using an ability to evolve, but it's actually the same Pokemon. That's really weird. Because when I saw this Pokemon and its other form in the core scans, I of course thought the school form was an evolution. I mean, it just made sense, but no. It's a form change. But one that works specifically like evolution, because in the trailer you see right when the Wishy-Washy enters the battle, it immediately changes into the school form. Once it's past that certain level threshold, which I think it might be either 20 or 25. I mean, since they had a level 27 one in the trailer. Alright, so next they have the description for its school form. The seemingly weak Wishy-Washy is called the Demon of the Sea because of its terrifying school form. When Wishy-Washy friends receive an SOS signal, they unite into this huge battle formation. Wishy-Washy that have encountered many dangerous situations and have a lot of experience in calling their allies will be able to emit a bright light from their eyes. They can gather allies and transform into an even more powerful Pokemon. Even Gyarados flee from Wishy-Washy's school form. Wishy-Washy, okay, so then it's just describing the ability, which we already read. Okay, so next we have Pyukumuku. I think that name, Puke, means like vomit, and then yeah, you're gonna see what that means from its description. And this description is a very long one, so hold on. Due to their appearance and their lifestyle, Pyukumuku are considered unappealing to tourists. Part-time work chucking Pyukumuku back into the sea is available at tourist beaches, but no matter how far they're thrown, Pyukumuku will always return to the same spot. I mean, just imagine that. They don't like this Pokemon so much. It's just always there in near the beach. So they specifically just have people going around that pick them up and then just throw them into the sea again, and then they just come back. And once the Pyukumuku finds a place it likes, it won't budge from it. If someone moves it away, back it comes to the same spot. If it runs out of food to eat in that spot, it'll stay there and starve. The people of Alola found this so pitiful that they developed a tradition of chucking Pyukumuku back into the food-rich sea whenever they come across any thin-bellied Pyukumuku. Oh, okay. So now it kind of makes more sense once you think about that. So it's not just because they're gross. It's because they kind of feel sorry for it, that it won't go out and get anything. Alright, so the next part of its description says, Pyukumuku are covered with a slippery, viscous fluid that has a moisturizing effect. What? Pyukumuku can stay on land for a week without drying out. The people of Alola use this fluid for skincare products. Okay, if people consider this thing unappealing, but they use its fluids for skincare products, ew. Pyukumuku hate to have their spikes and mouths touched, and if you step on one, it'll hurl its fist-like inner organs to strike out at you. I mean, you see that in the trailer. Where it hurls out its organs, its insides come out of its mouth, and then they kind of smack the other Pokemon like a fist, form a fist shape. So now it talks about its ability. Pyukumuku has a new ability, Innards Out, which no other Pokemon has had before. With the Innards Out ability, when this Pokemon faints, it'll be able to deal one last bit of damage to its opponent, equal to the amount of HP it had left before it received the final blow. So basically, if you OHKO'd one of these things, whatever HP it had, that's how much damage you would receive. But if you knocked it out with a small hit, then however much HP it had then, I mean, if you knock it out with a hit that didn't do much damage, then it wouldn't hurt you so much when it faints. An interesting thing though is it says it does damage when it faints. So in the trailer you see its fainting animation shows the insides of Pyukumuku coming out for a final time, like it just tries to get one last hit in right during the fainting animation. Oh boy. Alright, so next we move on to Morlul. Morlul are nocturnal Pokemon that walk around at night on their leg-like roots. They move because staying in one spot and sucking all the nutrients from the soil would cause surrounding plants to wither. Morlul uses its leg-like roots to connect with its fellows and communicate with them. Morlul broadcast spores that glow brightly when they burst open. Looking at their pulsing light has a sporific effect. It seems that in times of danger, Morlul broadcasts these spores. Alright, so next of course we have the evil team for this game, the antagonist team. So yeah, let's get right into it. So first of all, let's see what this skull is all about. In the Alola region, a group of ruffians known as Team Skull cause a lot of trouble. They steal other people's Pokemon, mess up trial sites, and delight all kinds of evil deeds. Right, so now we get some information on Team Skull's motives. So basically, they steal other people's Pokemon, basically like Team Plasma and Team Rocket. So mess up the trial sites. Okay, so that's interesting. So they basically just wanna, since the right of trial thing replaces the whole gym system, they kind of just want to mess it up. They just want to mess up the whole system. They don't really care, okay? And it also says delight in all kinds of evil deeds, and that says they pretty much just want to do it just for fun of messing it all up. Alright, so let's move on to Team Soul's boss, who is called Guzma. Guzma is the boss of Team Soul, who holds these ruffians together. Guzma pours on the attacks, battling without mercy. He certainly does seem strong, but he claims to be one of those who never could become trial captains. He seems to have a bone to pick with Professor Kukui as well. Yeah, we see that in the trailer too, where he calls out Professor Kukui and mentions how he and him both could not become trial captains, and it seems that this has caused them to go around and create this group to Skull, whereas Professor Kukui has taken up other work in Pokemon as a professor. So that's really interesting, but they went on different routes like that. Alright, so another Team Skull character we have is one of the admins called Plumeria. And Plumeria is considered the big sister of Team Skull. She's a tough lady who keeps Team Skull in line and working together, in the same way her older sister would. She used to get the grunts who are below her in the pecking order, and she's not one to let go if someone's giving them a walloping. Alright, and of course we have the grunts themselves, with the male on the left and the female on the right. Team Skull grunts. Both male and female Team Skull grunts bear matching max skull tanks, and these uniforms aren't even provided for them. All grunts have to buy their own. That's really interesting, because I don't think that's ever been mentioned for any of the other antagonist teams. Alright. So, moving on, we have some information that was gotten from elsewhere about a little bit more on how hyper training works. So, what you're seeing right now is the stats of a Garchomp. The top is before and the bottom is after, and they show 3 examples of a Garchomp. As you can see, they're boosting the attack stat here using one silver bottle cap. Of which they're using 1. And as you can see, on the top left, it's 360 attack. Then on the middle top, it's 377 attack. And then on the top right, it's 393 attack. So basically, these are all lower than the max IV, which is 31. So yeah, going from lowest to highest, random amounts. So as you can see, they all end up at 394 at the very end. So this shows that the bottle caps are definitely very, very overpowered. That is, if they're going to be common. I have a feeling they're not going to be that common now. And perhaps there's going to be a bronze bottle cap that may only raise it by, let's say the bronze bottle cap would be fairly more common and would raise it by 5. Going along with this, since this raises one stat completely to its maximum, and I don't think there's going to be a way to lower IVs though. So I guess that's a shame for people who use things like Trick Room or go for a specific hidden power. Okay, but I think there could be a gold bottle cap too. They might do that, and I wonder how that would be done. Maybe it would just simply raise 3 IV stats to their maximum, randomly chosen of course, or maybe the player could choose, or I think it would just straight up max out all the stats right there and then, or maybe max out, or rather increase all the stats by something like 15. Who knows? And one final thing though is that Team Skull seems to keep their Pokemon in a different kinds of Pokeballs, because they use Nest Balls and Ultra Balls. So that's something interesting, that trainers will now use different kinds of Pokeball. It's just a small detail, but it's great because it just adds, it's just an extra detail, you know, that just adds more of a feel to the game, because obviously you don't always use Pokeballs whenever you catch Pokemon, right? I mean, if you do, oh man. But now it seems that NPC trainers, for example Team Skull themselves of course, will now also use different kinds of Pokeballs, so that's going to be cool to see, rather than them always using the standard Pokeball. Alright, so I guess that about wraps up for this video, so thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like because it helps with the channel on, and be sure to subscribe for some more Pokemon news. Alright, thanks for watching, bye.